Hi friends! Okay, I did my workout early. I took a shower. I put on a red dress just because I can. And I just went live in like all my groups. So if you were in my groups, you probably have whiplash right now. You don't have to watch this. But I wanted to share this with you guys because it's a new month, which means it's the perfect time to reassess, to realign your own life and journey. And I am going to share a couple of things that I'm going to do and encourage you to do something similar because we're not all like, clone people. Like you have to find something that serves you, but hopefully the things that I'm going to implement will inspire you to show up and do some of the same. So every single day I share my personal growth. If you follow my stories, you see every single day I'm just sharing what I'm reading and what I'm doing. And it's been such a complete game changer in my own personal journey. So last night I've been reading some really awesome books like Joy Seeker. That's such a good book, but for some reason it was taking me 500 years to get through. So I decided that book can go on my bookshelf for a while, and I'm going to pull out a few different ones. Okay, so these are my recommendations for you currently. Some of them I've read before and I know they're freaking amazing and you should totally get them. And some of them I don't know yet. So, grab your own copy and see what you think. So those of you who are like, well, that's great, but I can't afford to buy books. Okay, well, that's a sellout. That's a cop-out. First of all, your local library has tons of resources available to you online. You don't even have to go to the library if your library is closed. Like you can stream them. There's a bunch of Audible stuff. Like you have access to so many things, including free podcasts. And if you ever need a recommendation, I have a list of a gazillion of them that have really resonated with me, and I'd be happy to share those. So my girlfriend kept recommending this book, Atomic Habits, and I'm super pumped and excited to sit down and read it. And so I made myself a deal this month because I'm always reading personal development or something like that, something that will level up myself as a coach and a human and a mom and a wife and a friend. But I wasn't getting much momentum with it. Like I was coming up with reasons why, like I'd read a couple pages, but it was just taking 500 years to read stuff. So I decided that 5 days a week, I'm going to read a chapter. This is a freaking chapter. I love to read. And when I read, I feel so much better. So that is something I am setting as my personal goal and intention this month. Do whatever you want. Like if that doesn't work for you, that's cool. Every single day, I read Jesus Calling. I'm trying not to flash you guys. I have read this, started to read it before, and it didn't really resonate with me, so it went on my bookshelf. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of like a workout or maybe a fiction book or something else. It's not resonating with you. Doesn't mean it's not the right thing for you. You can set it aside for a while and then pick it back up in another season, and it might be exactly what you need. So Where to Begin by Cleo Wade. I've been sharing her other book, Heart Talk, for the last, I don't know how long. I just really like that. But it's time to read something new. Dr. Caroline Leach, Switch On Your Brain Every Single Day. It has it's like a devotional, just like a little interesting factoid every day. This is an amazing book. I've read this like 3 times right now. Audacious Prayers for World Changers. I highly recommend it. Last year at our convention, Jade Simmons spoke. And so if you have time today and you want to like listen to something cool, look for her on YouTube. She's freaking amazing. She plays the piano, classical piano with her own spin, and she's just like motivational, inspiring, and freaking awesome. And then every single morning, I always start with a gratitude practice. I just get these journals at like Marshall's or Ross, and I force myself to fill out an entire page. Some days they're shorter. The pages are shorter. Yay! But I force myself to fill out a gratitude dump list every single day. And I have so many people message me or whatever, and they're like, I don't know what to be grateful for. Dude, be grateful for freaking toilet paper. Be grateful that your toilet flushes. Be grateful for the pile of laundry waiting to be folded. Like, it's all about perspectivals. And so I have found that the days I start my day with gratitude, it just shifts my whole perspective and gets me in the right frame of mind. So especially if you have little kids at home or you have a really demanding life and you feel like people are always pecking at you, get up earlier, like even 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe if your kids are old enough, just be like, this is my time, go away. I do that. And take some time for a gratitude practice. And I will, it's just random. And I just write down what I'm grateful for, like the sound of rain this morning and a cup of tea or fresh water. Like, it doesn't need to be huge and profound to shift your perspective. And that's the whole point of having a gratitude practice. When you focus on the good and when you focus on all the ways you're blessed and abundant, you will attract more of that. If you wake up and you get on social media and you read the latest posts and you're listening to the news, how will you start your day? You're going to start your day in this space of like overwhelm and stress versus choosing to be the guardian of your own mind and heart and like listen to the things read the things that inspire you and fill you up and remind you of who you want to become, because you might not be that person yet. I think we're all works in progress. The other thing that I'm committing to this month, so the first thing is fresh personal development and reading 1 chapter 5 days a week. And the other thing is my affirmations. So I have this really awesome planner. I bought it on Amazon. It's called Rise Up. And I actually took it to a Kinko's or Staples or something. And I had it spiral bound just because it works better for me. It's easier to use. But this is an amazing planner, no matter who you are and what you're doing. But there's places to write out your affirmation statements, to write out your vision. Like once a quarter, I update my vision statement. I'm actually still using 2019's, but whatever, it's still the same vision. It could be, there's a place to like write out your quarterly goals and your big goals. There's also just like your weekly place to like write out what's happening in your life and what your goals are, your top 3 yearly goals, your top 3 monthly goals, your top 3 weekly goals. And then there are 3 most important events or things you need to get done in the week. And I freaking love this. So I use this pretty consistently. I have tons of little tabs on all my affirmations in my vision statement, but I kind of sort of do it, and I want to create a consistent habit that I do every single day. So that's something I'm setting as a personal May goal, is to read my affirmations in my vision statement every single day. Because if you kind of sort of show up, if you kind of sort of put it out there, you're going to kind of sort of get results. And I just told all the babes in my tribe this, that when you go to a restaurant, you're super clear about what you want. You tell them that you want a freaking iced tea with lemon in it. You don't just say, oh, I don't know, just bring me a drink. And you don't just kind of sort of order like a burger or whatever. Like you're specific with what you want and the sides that or you want to eat to have come with it, right? So if you just are super ambivalent about where you're going in life and what you want and who you want to become, well, you're just going to like show up. You're just going to sleepwalk your way there versus being super crystal clear about who you want to become and how you want to show up as that person. And I have found that when I do that, when I'm super clear with my affirmations and really clear with my vision and how I want to show up, it forces me to level up. I can't keep showing up as the same version of myself. So don't overthink it and don't think, oh, I should go watch a gazillion YouTube videos to figure out how to do it. Just freaking start. Just brain dump some stuff out to figure out the affirmations you need. Brain dump. Journal out the stuff that you're struggling with currently. Like, I feel super overwhelmed, or I always feel behind, or this homeschooling thing is too hard, or I don't feel smart enough. Whatever feels like your truth, even if you don't want it to be your truth, and more than likely it will be negative, write that out, and then on another piece of paper, you write out the opposite statement of that. And it's going to feel fake, and it's not going to feel genuine, but you're going to start reading your new statements in like the present tense. Like, I am smart enough. I am patient. I am on top of this homeschooling. I make time in my day for the things that matter most. You write all those things out and then you put them somewhere where you're going to see them and you say them out loud, because your words have so much power. And so if you are if you're bullying yourself and telling yourself all these terrible things all the time, even if they're not true, they will become your truth. Versus if you decide, this might not be my authentic truth in this moment. Like, I don't feel super calm and I don't feel super together and I don't feel really inspired or motivated or whatever. But when you decide to say out loud, I am organized, I am so motivated, I show up to the things that matter most. When you start to say those things and put them out there into the universe, home slice. That stuff becomes your truth. We are what we say we are. And so if you're spending all your time being a sad panda and this is too hard and I'm so stuck and I'm overwhelmed, that will remain your truth. And if you're okay with that being your truth, well then rock on. I don't know why you're following me. But if you want to level up your life, which I think all of us are always striving to level up some area of our life or our journey or who we're becoming, you guys, like the best, fastest way to do that is to have an affirmation list that you make the screensaver on your phone or you put on your fridge, or like I had it everywhere when I was first starting. I was such a negative, stuck person when I first was so fearful, so overwhelmed, total panicky. I wouldn't even drive on the freaking freeway, you guys. I would drive all around town to avoid freeways. I wouldn't go into a freaking bank because I don't know why. Like, I just had all this irrational anxiety and I fed it because I would think about it and I would repeat those truths and lies and that ick. And so it continued to be my reality until I decided that I was the one in charge. And it was no one else's responsibility to make me feel safe or to make me feel secure or whatever. And so I shifted my self-talk. I started changing the way I was showing up for myself and the things I was telling myself. And so even though it felt super fake and like just lame, I started doing it. I put it on my phone. I had it on my laptop. I had it on freaking Post-it in my car. I would chalk marker it on my bathroom mirror. And I still do that with so many things because we're always like living, breathing, evolving. We always have stuff. This is part of being human, right? Things come up that you feel overwhelmed or freaked out about, but you have the ultimate control in that, whether or not you choose to feed the fears or you fan the faith. And so having affirmation statements, reading a vision statement every single day, and knowing where you want to go, like placing your order at the restaurant of the universe, you guys, that is powerful and it's free. And you could do it anywhere. You could do it in the shower. You could do it as you're falling asleep at night. Like the things you fall asleep thinking about are going to be the first things you think about in the morning. So if you're going to bed at night all pissed off and thinking you have so much to do in the morning or your kitchen's a mess or whatever, if that's what you're focusing on, you're going to freaking ruminate on that all night long. And then it's going to be the first thing you think about in the morning. So I'm challenging you to like go to bed. Maybe that's where you have your gratitude practice. And as you fall asleep, all the things you're grateful for, all the things that went good during the day. Don't highlight the conversations or how did they interpret that or what's this person going to do. We have zero control over other people, and other people's opinions of ourselves are none of our business. What we control are our thoughts and what we choose to fuel and how we show up. And so I'm so excited for a brand new month to show up as a saner, better version of myself. I'm always a work in progress. I don't have it all together, trust me. But every single month, every single day, it's a chance to realign and reassess and just like navigate who figure out who you want to be and then show up as that person. Teeny tiny action steps. You start by starting. So I am committing to a new personal development stack, reading 1 chapter a day, reading my affirmations and my vision statement every single day, just reminding myself of what I actually want. And then when you do that, when you remind yourself of what you really want, it's easier to show up. It's easier to take the action. It's easier to do those things because it's so crystal freaking clear what you want, that you won't settle for less. And it will be harder to make excuses and to keep putting it off. But if you're doing this whole start-stop journey because you're not taking action in other areas of your life and you're feeding all those fears and you're reminding yourself, well, I sucked at that and I failed last time and I always start things I always start things, but I don't ever finish them. So why should I do something new? Because it's a new month. And at any point in your freaking life, you get to choose who you're going to be. You get to completely re-navigate that business. True story. So now that I shared all that with you, if you're going to set some goals, I would love to hear what they are. You can message me if you're a nervous Nelly about it, but it's your freaking life. It's a gift. You don't have to show up. You get to show up and you get to be the driver of your bus. You get to choose your attitude. You get to choose the people that will be part of your life. You don't have to accept the people that are part of your life. If they're not filling you up and cheering you on, there's no room for that. If you're not in the arena with me, your opinion doesn't freaking matter. Truth. So I believe in you all today. I hope that you set some good goals for yourself. And like I told the ladies inside my tribe, I was like, sometimes setting goals for a new month or whatever season you're in, it doesn't have to mean that you add things in. We all have a gazillion things already. So maybe your goal, your intention for the month of May is to remove a couple of the things that aren't serving you. Like maybe you'll go to bed a little bit earlier, or maybe there's been something you've been strong arming and you've been trying to do, but this isn't the right season. I'm giving you permission, not that you need my permission, but sometimes we feel like we need someone else's permission to like surrender it and shelf it and come back to it in another season, because you can't do everything. We're not freaking superheroes. So put your cape down, write out some affirmations, and show up as the version of yourself you want to be.